Hi everyone, it is me, Gabrielle here, and today I'm going to tell you why I don't trust fair work. Fair work, in my belief, is nothing more than get you in a bind with double right and ownership. But you got a lot of folks that will put it in their films, their live streams, their shorts, and their podcasts, and they'll think, oh, well, the owner and double right holder will read that and then they won't do anything. You see, the misbelieving or the misleading of it is that fair work is something that if you're ever in a stretch or a hearing about ownership and double right, you or your lawyer tells that to the Gaver Diva or the oath takers. You say, "My lordship, my ladyship, I believe the work is fair work." It's not something you put on your films and now you can't get flagged for ownership and double right. Oh yeah, and there's folks out there who know how to fight this kind of thing. They know how to deal with all this shit, you know, but I don't. And I don't trust fair work. Hell, I don't even trust double right, you know. And some folks would say, "Oh, well, you got double right." Yeah, and I don't give a shit about my double right, because it will be my word against someone else's. And they would say, "Oh, well, did you get your work lawfully double righted from the gathering, ownership, and double right folks?" And I'd say, "No." So then, yeah, why should I care about something that I know I don't truly have and it'll be my word against someone else's word? But other businesses do care about their ownership and double right. And no need how much folks bitch and rant about this work was fair work, it's not going to shift that. So I play it well, and I don't have anything in my films that is owned or double righted by anyone else. And go back to all the films you want to go back to, because we got films going back towards like the beginning of like 24 between a while, even though Euro fucked up and said we opened up earlier than what we did. And you're not going to see it. All right? And fair work is a lie. It's nothing more than something that was crafted to get you in a bond of ownership and double right. And I don't want someone's going to come on here and say, "Oh, you're wrong about fair work." Yeah, well, I'm wrong about it. I still don't trust it. It can go fuck itself for all I care. Because fair work is what the law says your work falls underneath, not what you think. It's not what you think your work falls underneath fair work. It's if the law sees it that way. And if a Gaver Diva looks at your work and says, "Oh yes, your work does meet the standard of fair work," or they say, "No, it doesn't," it's what the law says, not what you think your work is. All right? But then again, I'm not a lawyer, so don't take my word for it, but I'm just making a guess here. You know, a lot of folks will say, "Oh, their work's fair work." They'll say, "Why?" Because they'll say, "Oh, well, I made fun of this," or "I gave my thoughts on this," or "I shifted what was being said or done," or whatever they believe in their mind that would make their works come off as fair work, or whatever. But I don't trust fair work. Fair work is a double-bladed sword, which does not shield you. It will not shield you. You will still get flagged for ownership and double right. And if you are lucky and you still keep your good standing and you still have your right to upload, consider yourself lucky. Unless you deal with some business that thinks you had wronged them in some way, and then they law work you, and then you are fucked. And if you can afford to lawyer up just to up going to some, guess what you would call a double right or ownership hearing or stretch, I don't know. And to go for all that shit just so the law can say, "Oh, your work's fair work," or the law can say your work is not fair work. Well, I don't want to go through any of that shit. I don't want to lose my good standing or my right to upload. I know there are trolls out there that would be so happy that we weren't on the interweb at all. Or whatever. Anyway, at the end of the day, I do not trust fair work. I do not trust double right. I don't give a shit about my double right. Be thankful I don't, because other folks do. And it is what it is. And if you want to say that I am wrong about Fair Work, then kindly tell me where I am wrong about Fair Work. Because I do not trust Fair Work. Fair Work can go fuck itself, like I said earlier. And Double Right, well, it's a shithead that should never be trusted. You know? And I know someone out there is going to say, what about the dolls? Well, the dolls were made for folks to play with or to gather with or whatever. So it would have been hard for any of the dolls you see in these films for the businesses to get ownership and double right over them. Well, most likely the businesses that made them got the lawful rights to make them. And if someone else was making them, and even making them for someone else would be seen as bootlegging. So, yeah. So at the end of the day, dolls do not fall underneath Fair Work, and they're owned by whoever happens to buy them. So, yeah, don't tell me about how Double Right and owners, don't tell me about how Fair Work kept these films from not getting flagged. Because Fair Work wouldn't shield me at all. Alright, that's the end of this film. Give me your thoughts on it. What do you think about it? And I'll see you